Hi, everybody. Welcome back to the Conscious Cruiser podcast. I am Alisa from Alisa's Adventures in Cruising, and I'm with my buddies and co-hosts, Chet from Sea Lake Journeys and Scott from Controversial Cruising. And we are here for our fourth episode of the podcast, and we're going to talk about know before you go on a cruise ship, those sea days.
Oh, yes, yes,
Yes, yes.
Welcome into the Conscious Cruiser podcast, the know before you go approach to cruising and travel. The smartest cruiser is the Conscious Cruiser. And your conscious casters, Alisa, Chet, and Scott.
Hey, guys.
Hey, Lisa. Hey, Scott.
How you guys doing?
Good. How are you? How was your week?
It went fast. It definitely went fast. It was a busy week. I am actually getting ready in about 23 days to go on a 15-day journey to Hawaii. So I'm getting ready, preparing.
It sounds like you're going to have a lot of 3 days.
I am, and I think that's what sparked today's topic. I am going to have a ton of sea days, more sea days than port days. I wouldn't say unfortunately, I guess fortunately, but I am going to have a ton of sea days. So,
yeah, I've never been on a cruise that long, and definitely not one across the ocean like that. So we want to hear about it.
yes, we're actually going. I took the same exact ship to Alaska, and we went, obviously around up along the coast. This one, we're taking it same thing from San Francisco, but we're going out, like you said, straight out. So a lot of sea. We won't be able to see land for quite a few days. So I am.
Well, don't forget your sea monster repellent, Scott. You're going to need that.
I saw that on sale the other day. I picked one up.
Yeah, it's 2 for $1 right now, I hear.
Yeah, it is. That's right.
Yeah, pack that. Am I answering the questions?
if you guys would like. All right, so let's kick it off. We'll kick it off with a nice, easy topic. Again, we'll start on embarkation day because that's kind of our first sea day, even though it's not. Some people say it's not really. But let's talk about that first day. What is one activity that you would not miss on the first sea day? And even if you consider the next day when you wake up your first sea day, okay, fine. Tell me something that you would not miss on your very first sea day. Chet, why don't you start us off?
Well, that's easy. For me and Robin from Sea Lake Journeys, we're never going to miss that first sea day event called Formal Night. That's right. You get to get dressed up on that first sea day night. Go get your picture took. Look like somebody important, even if you ain't, and go down there and have that lobster and great food in the main dining room. It's just a spectacular way to start your cruise on that first sea day. We always look forward to that.
I love Formal Night. That's great. That's a great one. I mean, I guess I'll go since I started talking. I was gonna say I hadn't thought about that, but Formal Night, yes, I love Formal Night. But along those lines, maybe in getting ready for Formal Night, I like to go to the spa on that first sea day. Even if I don't, even if I can't go and have, any treatment or do anything, I like to go and make sure I know where it is and see if there's any specials or if they have time for things. So I go and check out the spa.
I like that. I don't think I've been to the spa in quite a few years, but the first time I did go, I definitely went on that first sea day. I think there's also like a little promotion too on most cruisers on the first sea day that you get either, extra bonus minutes or you get, an extra hot rock.
Some kind of discount or something extra, something a little extra.
Yes. Yep. So great tip. For me, what'd you say, Chet?
They gave me a free trip to the buffet after the spa service was over.
That's so generous. I love when they do stuff like that. Send you to the free stuff.
I love it.
Yes. right to the buffet. So mine, actually, staying on that topic, but not the buffet. I would say on my first sea day, if you were curious about specialty dining, and let's talk about the steakhouse in general on Carnival for me. Now that I have actually experienced it, and both times actually on the first sea day, I would say make sure if you are interested in doing a specialty dining, book it on the first day for multiple reasons, right? One, not a lot of people are going to be there. So you're going to be able to get whatever time you would like to eat. If you'd like to eat at 5 o'clock, now because you didn't wait till the third sea day, you can get 5 o'clock and you don't have to wait till 8:30 because it's entirely packed, right? And if you are a wine drinker on Carnival, you get a free bottle of wine. We're talking about free things on your on the first sea day, right? You get a free bottle of wine on your first on booking the first sea day. So I think it's a really good advantage to take advantage of the specialty dining if that is something that you like. And I have asked a lot of the people who have either taken me to specialty dining or I have gone with why they do it on the first day. Yeah. And it is definitely one of those know before you go smart trends to book that specialty dining on that first day. So that's my tip.
And that's a great tip.
Yeah, it's a great tip.
No, I don't do it every cruise. I don't do specialty dining every cruise, but if I do it, that is the day that I'm going to book it.
Yeah, I don't do it every time either on that, the first sea day, but like it's a reminder when you hear people talking about their bottle of wine. It's like, oh yeah, I like that.
Absolutely.
I've got a bonus tip there. If you don't want to sit out in the sun all day by the pool, maybe you want to go check out those live game shows they have on the ship on that first sea day. Love and Marriage show, yes and no game show, beanbag tosses, all kinds of live entertainment on that first sea day that you may not want to miss.
That's right. Trivia's too as well. They do have that. I forget what they call it on Carnival. Oh, wheelie big game. So you spin the wheel and they set up like kind of like an obstacle course, and then you get to like move ahead of 2 spots or move back 1 spot. Those are really fun. They're really fun.
They're fun. They're fun. They also usually have the it's either the welcome aboard or the port talk that day too. And if it's a port that you've never gone to before, you might want to pick up some tips and tricks for navigating that port by attending that attending that event as well on the
live event. Yeah, the all aboard show is definitely good. I would say now I don't normally go to the all aboard show, and that's just because of where I am in my cruising journey. But I think it's very important for first-time cruisers that want those extra tips and the know-abouts about the ship, and also about the cruise director. That's where you meet your cruise director to actually attend those shows. I attend it if I have the time, but it's not something that I make sure that I do. But if you are a new cruiser, I think that is something to definitely for your know before your go and 100% make it to that welcome aboard show. That's right. That's such a good tip, Lisa. Good tip.
Yep.
All right, so let's talk about our second topic here, and this is perfect for me. And I think I asked this question to get some more knowledge about sea days from my experienced co-host here. If you are on a longer cruise with a lot of sea days, in particular, I have 8 sea days out of 15. Ooh. So if I have a lot of sea days, how does one prepare for a cruise like that?
Wow. Well, I'll say that if you have extra sea days, that's extra sun time, that's extra swim time, hot tub time. So I say make sure you pack multiple bathing suits so that while you're waiting for one to dry, you got one ready to go and you're able to get out there and enjoy the deck. I personally like the solarium on Royal Caribbean, but the Serenity deck on Carnival is usually very calm. You really get to enjoy the ocean and the sun if that's what you're into, and some pool time or some hot tub time. So pack extra bathing suits.
I like that. No one likes putting on a wet bathing suit I guess we do it, but you hang the bathing suit in the shower over the line. But if it's still wet, then you kind of run to the pool like Captain Jack because you're all wet.
Yeah. I hate that.
I'm wet down under. So bringing 2 or even 3. For me, I would probably bring 3 bathing suits. So I always have one in rotation,
ready to go,
so I can get them washed by Carnival.
And I love that Carnival, even though they've been making, all the cruise lines have been doing new ships and renovating ships. I love that they still have that simple little retractable clothesline that it's hanging in the shower just for that reason, so that you can hang up your wet bathing suits or whatever you rinse out, wash out, want to let dry.
And I have to admit, when I had way before this podcast, when I had not taken enough bathing suits, and they had put the hair dryer closer to the bathroom, I would take the hair dryer and I would before you go out. It's just, I hate wet bathing suits, Alisa. I can't believe you said that as a tip, but I hate wet bathing suits.
That was number 1 on my list.
You could carry the bathing suit to the hair dryer now if you need to.
I guess that's not as
fun. Just saying.
Thank you. There's another good tip too. Chat, what do you got for us?
Well, Lisa took my number 1 tip, especially as long as you're going to need at least 3 bathing suits, I recommend.
Yeah.
But I do have some ways for you to pass the time. I call them onboard excursions rather than getting off, because you don't want to get off the ship on a sea day. All right. You want to stay on the ship. That's what we recommend here at Sea Lake Journeys. Don't get off the ship on a sea day.
On a sea day.
There are excursions you can do on the ship, though. Okay. And I'm going to list 3 of them here for you. Number 1 is the chef's table. Number 2 is behind the scenes tour. And number 3, on some ships, they have cooking classes. So look at these 3 things. They all cost extra, but I want you to think of them as onboard excursions. Okay, so you say, well, I have money for shore excursions, but since I can't get off the ship today because we're at sea, what can I do? Hey, you can go to the chef's table. It's like a 3-hour experience, a culinary work, and just fantastic food and service. Or behind the scenes tour. Guys, they're going to take you places of the ship that nobody else is going to get to go. You're going to go up to the navigation area with the captain and talk to the captain. You're going to get to go down to the laundry room and see how that works. It is fascinating. I guarantee you. They get to go down into the belly of the ship where they've got an actual road that runs from the aft to the stern, beginning the front to the end. And it's massive, and there's forklifts running around down there. It's a wonder to behold. I highly recommend a behind-the-scenes tour on a sea day. And also the cooking classes, we had them on the Carnival Mardi Gras, and they had like 20 different cooking classes to choose from. So there's going to be something there for you, whether it's barbecue, whether it's baking pastries, whether it's making Asian food, whatever you want to do, they've got classes for it. These are 3 onboard excursions that I recommend you to book ahead of time before you get all those sea days, because they do fill up. This is stuff you can do with all those sea days, Scott, right here.
It is. I really like that too. And Chet, I think that is a great mindset to go in with, because we forget that these are onboard excursions, right? We just think, it's something to do on the ship. No, it's an onboard excursion because it takes you through an experience. And another one too on these bigger ships, Chet, are the brewery tour. I actually took a brewery tour on a sea day, and I didn't even actually pay for it because I used onboard credit towards it. It was only like $49. I had $100 onboard credit. I said, I don't want to gamble it away. Well, I did the other half, but I don't want to give all of it away. So I booked the brewery tour with $49. You got, I think, 3 glasses full of beer, plus a little sampler, and you got a glass to take home for $50.
Yeah. Along the lines with the behind the scenes tour, I don't know why I thought about it just now, but it's not related to what Scott just said at all. The bridge tour, they're redoing the bridge tours as well. So if that's something that you wanted to do on your sea day, be on the lookout for those and book those. They do fill up pretty quick, but fascinating, very fascinating. We might not get to see the captain, but we get to see where they work.
So they just take you to the bridge. It's not like a behind everything. They just take you up to the navigation area.
It's a shortened. I've seen them both ways. I've seen it where they include it as an extension of the behind the scenes tour that Chet's talking about, and I've seen them as separate, just bridge tours. So maybe it's 45 minutes instead of a couple hours that you're doing the other tour. But fascinating. I mean, I don't know what any of those gadgets are. You're definitely not able to touch anything, but it's fascinating.
What's this button do?
Yeah.
I'm gonna check that out though. I'm gonna go on in Carnival and actually look for some onboard excursions.
Yeah, I don't know if they're only doing it on certain ships or what, but if you get a chance, I think you'll love it.
And book a wine tasting too. Even if you don't think you like wine, give the wine tasting a try. It's also affordable, like you're saying, Scott, and use your onboard credit. And what a great time we've had. If you don't believe me, check out our videos on Sea Lake Journeys of our wine tasting events, and you'll say, I want to do that.
Where's that offered, Chet? In the steakhouse or the main dining room? Where does it take place?
Different places. On Princess, they'll hold it in the main dining room. On Norwegian, they had it in the French specialty restaurant.
Wow.
And so it'll be in different places on different ships. So when you book it, they'll tell you where it's going to be and what time. And it's an experience. It's just a fun experience, even if you don't care for wine.
I love it. I need to go out, and next year is my dedicated year to try different lines. I know you have done Norwegian. I mean, I have, but when I was way younger, Norwegian Royal. I know you've done also Virgin too as well, and Celebrity. So I'm MSC, yes, MSC too as well. So I'm interested and eager to try these different lines because they all offer something a little bit different. I would do that wine tasting, even though I don't drink wine. I would find a wine I like.
I was gonna say, I think you'll enjoy it. You'll be fine.
So for my tip, I am going to go on the opposite here. Okay, I am going to go on a little bit of a know before you go preventive tip. Okay, when you are in a port, okay, the ship is a lot less crowded. Okay, when you are on sea days, everybody, let's hope, everybody is on the ship. Okay, so my know before you go for sea days is pack your patience. Okay, you're going to have to stand possibly on some lines. Okay, the things such like bingo and deal or no deal, when you have to buy the cards, you're going to have to stand on lines, right? At some of the bars, you might not get a drink just like that, right? There may be 4 or 5 people ahead of you. Okay, everybody is on vacation. Everybody is trying to enjoy themselves, right? You don't necessarily have anywhere to go. Maybe if you decided to get a drink at 5:55 and your dinner is at 6, that's not our problem, Rod. Just name that. Okay, so pack your patience and know that everybody is trying to have a good time and everybody is going to be on the ship on a sea day. And you need to pack your patience a little bit. Everybody really wants to enjoy themselves. So if you have to stand on a line, turn around and talk to somebody. Or talk to somebody in front of you. Don't hug them, but talk to them and say, where are you from? And have a genuine conversation while you wait for your burrito or while you wait for your bingo card. So I think that is something that we often forget.
Agreed.
Absolutely. That's fantastic. I 100% on board with that. You got to have that patience because on a sea day, like you say, there's a lot of people. And you know what? Just have a good time. Just go to have a good time. Be patient. Chill, man. Chill.
Yeah. And here's another know before you go as far as patience goes. If you guys want to know a way to make sure that you don't get a drink, okay, take your stateroom card on the bar and tap it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you know what? You're going to be standing there for an extra 25 minutes. Okay, don't tap your stateroom card because you want to try to get Brian's attention to make you a drink. No, sit there and wait and pack your patience like everybody else, because they have a line and they can see who gets to the bar first. Say, Chet, okay, you've been waiting here. What can we get you, sir? Okay, Alisa, ma'am, you'll be next. And they do that. Right? And just because you're impatient, right? Don't be tapping your card. You're not going to get your drink faster. I promise. There's a good note. I have bartender friends too. Don't do that.
don't do that at the Red Frog at high noon when everybody's trying to get something.
Hey, you know what's something else though you can do on a sea day, Scott? And I know you're going to need to do this on that Hawaii trip. Go to those dance classes and learn those dances.
Oh, yeah. I haven't done that in a long time, but yeah, those are fun.
Free. They're free, right? Go to the wine tasting, right? Try some wine, and then you say, hey, I'm going to go try to do it.
Liquid courage.
Yeah, and you'll do it, and it'll be 10 times more fun. Plus, you'll meet people that you're standing in line with,
You like the Catalan wine mixer on the cruise.
I wonder if they'll have some hula lessons there, Scott. You might want to do that on your on the Hawaiian cruise.
I'm so ready for the sea days on this Hawaiian cruise. I think that they're going to do a lot of Hawaiian inspired and themed things. I'm hoping that they do it with the drink menus. I hope they do it with their main dining room menus, because I really do like that, the Hawaiian cuisine and that tropical-y, pineapple-y. I can't wait.
Hula dancing, you're going to get classes on that, I'm sure. Plus, you're going to get a lei, that flowers around your neck stuff there. Wow. That's going to be great, Scott. Can't wait to see these vlogs you're going to have.
I can't wait either. All right, let's go to our last topic here. Our last topic is actually, since we're talking about dining, okay, what tips are good to know about dining different on a sea day, or different dining on a sea day? Because there are vastly different menus and different things that are offered on sea days that are not offered on port days. So let's talk about that a little bit. Chet, what would you say as far as the tips, or a good no before you go tip on dining on a sea day?
Well, I'm going to go with a less well-known one. It's called tea time. Tea time. If you haven't tried it, I know Alisa's tried it. I don't know if you have, Scott.
Love it.
But get over there to that tea time. Usually it's free. Sometimes there are some of the teas that are specialties that you'll have to pay a little bit for, but it's just another kind of experience that we as Americans don't have. Get on that ship. Try that tea time. It's a chance to meet more new people, have more fun. It's just a great time. I recommend it.
Is it offered on all ships?
It's been on for a while. It wasn't. It was hard to find, but I've always managed to find it on Carnival and Royal. But I think
and Princess
have to
always
really
has it too.
Yeah, okay. You have to really watch for it, or ask when it's going to be. On the app, on the Carnival cruise app, I know I had to really scroll and search for it, but it was there. It was there.
In the morning hours, I'm assuming, correct?
No, actually, it's in the afternoon. It's in the afternoon. Some say too close to dinner, but it's in the afternoon.
Yeah, between 3 and 4 o'clock in that time zone. But that's okay if you're going to have a late dinner, like you don't like eating until 8 o'clock at night. Then, hey, tea time works out great for you.
Right. Yeah, that's when they do tea time over in London. That's why, because they do it midday.
Correct.
It's not a morning thing. That's right.
Yep.
Great tip. Great tip. All right, Alisa, how about you?
Well, Chet took mine. Yeah, I do love it. I do love the tea time. No, it's okay. There's plenty more. I also love some ice cream. So if you are on a ship that has a specialty ice cream venue, some of the ships have a Ben and Jerry's, some have a gelato, some have Johnny Rockets, those kinds of things. Those are a great thing to check out when you have time, because on the port days I'm always thinking about it, like as a refresher when you come back on, but you're usually running. So I really do try to find those on the sea days. You might have to wait in line, like you said, a little bit, but it's worth it. It's usually really good stuff.
Yeah, and some of those restaurants that offer the gelato places, they'll be closed on port days. So you might be thinking about it. You might get there, you're like, oh, man, I gotta wait till tomorrow to have my gelato, or later. They're only open from 7 to 10, and you got back on at 3. You're like, I'm not standing here for 4 hours for a scoop of watermelon gelato.
It ain't that good.
No,
It's good, but
it's not that good. All right, so mine is actually going to be. I guess it's kind of a sea day secret. So this is a good know before you go, and particularly on Carnival because I sell a lot on Carnival. But this was something that I actually didn't know about until about 4 years ago. It is, and not all Carnival ships have this, so I don't want to say all Carnival ships, but most Carnival ships that have the barbecue or the guy's pig and anchor. Okay, there is something called Sea Day barbecue something or other. Okay, so on the outside, I believe it's on deck 4 or 5. There is an outside barbecue that is only open on sea days, and it is only open for the lunchtime hours, and it is free. They don't charge you for it. And there's anything from pulled pork to smoked chicken to andouille sausage to oh my God, their mac and cheese is so good. Their mac and cheese, they have French fries. They have a whole bunch of things there. And, again, you stand online. But the great thing about this is not a lot of people know about it. So when you go there, you're standing on a very, very small line because people are at the buffet or they're at Guy's Burger or they're getting a burrito and they have no idea about it. I found out about it 4-ish years ago, and I never miss it if my ship has it. I found it. I thought the person that I was sailing with at the time was doing the hey, there's a pool on the roof. In high school,
right.
There's a pool on the roof. I'm like, yeah, there's a barbecue sea day. Okay. He's like, no, dude, like I there really is. I'm like, yeah, okay. He's like, it's outside the casino. I'm like, why would they put it outside the casino? Now I know you're lying to me. I walked out there. I'm like,
all you know.
That seems like
today. He's like, no, I told you it was out here, and I thought I had to pay. They're like, no, it's all included in your cruise fare. I think that was on either the Dream. I forget what ship that was, but the Valor. Man, oh man, I never miss it. It's free. It's definitely something that I schedule for on the sea day. I even set my alarm because there's been a couple times when I've almost missed it. And, I showed up like 30 minutes before they close and I'm like, oh, I don't want to be that guy, but I want my pulled pork. So
that sounds like it's in a good location though. So people probably assume that there's a charge for it and don't stop. So that's a great tip. That's a great tip.
I'm surprised none of us have mentioned this first. The sea day brunch.
Yeah,
especially on Carnival. You don't have the breakfast or lunch in the main dining room those days, but you have a special menu for that sea day brunch. Woo! And I know I'm in there getting my steak and eggs, y'all. Steak and eggs at that sea day brunch.
Yes,
Sea Leg Journeys is going to be there.
Yep. And on Carnival, they've even here. So on the sea day brunch, Chet, and especially on the longer journeys cruises, they've actually put some emerald spottings on there. So they'll bring some things over from the Jubilee or the Mardi Gras or the celebration menu, and they'll bring 2 or 3 things, but they'll put them only on the sea day brunch. And it will say, emerald selections, and they're free. They're part of the specialty. I mean, the sea day brunch. But they're on the menu only for that day.
Nice.
And it's a good way to try it before you end up going on Mardi Gras. It's like, I'm not paying for the mussels and shrimp. You're like, wait, I had it on the Valor. And it
was amazing. Yeah.
I'm paying for it.
I did not know that. I just learned something today.
Yeah.
We learn something new every day.
Every day.
And that's the greatest thing about this podcast too. Like, even though we are all friends and we're all in the cruising community, we all have a different spin on the know before you go. So as much as we are here educating those that may be on their first cruise or maybe in the middle of their cruise journey, no matter where you are, it's 3 different perspectives. And I am always learning. I have learned so many things already on this podcast from you two. So I can just imagine somebody sitting on the outside and listening to all 3 of us do this wonderful podcast, which is just amazing. So thank you guys for teaching me and giving me all of your cruise experience.
I'm tearing up over here.
I know. Very fun. Very fun.
I'll leave us with one more question, and this will kind of allude to next week's topic, but it's the question of the cast. Do you guys prefer sea days or port days? I know we haven't talked about port days. We will soon. But do you guys prefer a sea day or a port day? If you had to pick, you only get one.
Why do we have to choose? I love them both. Well, I do love a sea day, but I am about trying to visit as many new places as I can right now. So I'm going to say if I had to choose today, I'm going for the port day because I want to go and see something new and try something new.
Okay. I like it. I like it. And especially you've just come back from Alaska, so I know you had a lot of port days and you had a lot of exploring a new region.
A new place. Yeah, loved it.
Amazing. How about you, Chet?
I'm like Alisa. I'm torn because all the stuff we talked about that you can get on a sea day, special food and entertainment and behind the scenes things makes a sea day very appealing. That being said, I'm still going to opt 1% more in favor of the port day because that's the day a lot of people get off the ship and I can kind of relax a little bit, actually get into the pool, maybe break out the board games and play and, just kind of relax on the ship.
Yes. I like that.
That's interesting. That. You want us to get off the ship so you can enjoy it for yourself. I see you, Chet. I see you.
Get off. I've been here 3 times.
You guys go ahead. I'm fine.
Absolutely. I don't know. I'm also torn. I think it changes for me depending on the cruise. Okay. And like Chet said, there are a lot of cruises now that end up going to the same ports. Okay. So if by chance I'm going to Cozumel or Bahamas or Freeport or something like that, I may look at that port as an extra sea day, and it may just add an extra sea day on my itinerary because I don't have plans to get off the ship. I don't know if I can pick a port day or a sea day. Again, like these two, I am an explorer at heart, so I love to go out and explore, not necessarily with an excursion, but I like to explore by myself, go shopping, see what's around, maybe take a short hike, walk around the town. So I really, really enjoy doing that in new places. But if it's not a new place, I will definitely take an empty ship with not a lot of people on it. For example, the last cruise I went on was with Warmstrong Adventures, Bill from Warmstrong Adventures. And we went to Cozumel, Mexico for the Margaritaville at Sea. And unfortunately, I did have to get off for 45 minutes, but I didn't plan to get off. And I had no plans of getting off the ship at all. Of course, that was a new ship because I wanted to see the new ship and experience it. But had that been a Carnival cruise or any other cruise, I still would have looked at it the same exact way. Where it's Cozumel, I'm not getting off the ship. There's very solemn reasons that I get off the ship. I do have a few friends in Cozumel, so if they're around and available, I'll go hang out with them. Otherwise, I'm not getting off the ship on Cozumel. I'll take the empty ship with Chad.
Yeah, there's a lot of variables, isn't there? If you're on a new ship you've never been on before, if it's a port you've never been to before, there's so many variables to decide whether or not a port day is your favorite or a sea day.
Right.
Yeah, and we also all watch a lot of vlogs, and we see stuff that other people may have found or visited while they go into port, and you think, I've been there a million times, I never saw that, and you want to go and check it out. So it all depends on the cruise, depends on the ship, depends on the day, really.
It does. It really, really does.
I think it would be cool though, is every time we go to a port, find a place where they have the sign, a lot of us do it anyway, get your picture taken in front of it. And then we all have our pictures taken in front of it at different times. And one day when we're on a cruise together, get us all at one time in front of it.
The Aruba sign. Yeah.
Aruba. That's right. 2026, Scott. Come on.
That's right. Our Conscious Cruiser group cruise.
That's right.
I love it. I love it. Well, I think this just about wraps up our episode number 4. Alisa, do you want to allude and tell the people what we're talking about next week?
Well, I think we got to keep the conversation going, and maybe next week we get into those port days a little more.
Yes,
that's a good idea.
Explorer. And I'll be bringing some Hawaii ports, I guess. Well, I mean, I won't talk specifically about Hawaii, but this will be
talk about it.
Going up to Hawaii and those ports and specific ports too. Because now I think in my cruise journey, I'm taking more port specific cruises in general, or at least trying to anyway, to those bucket list destinations.
Well, this was fun, guys.
Yes,
I said this was fun. Should we try it again next week?
Let's do it.
I think so. Yeah. Monday mornings at 5:30 PST and 8:30 EST. These will be live on YouTube. This week it is on Alisa's Adventures in Cruising. Next week it will be on Sea Lake Journeys, and then the week after that it will be on Controversial Cruising. And at the same time, simultaneously, it will also be live on Spotify. So if you are driving, if you are hanging out, if you're cleaning the house, or if you are getting ready for your next cruise, please come and join us for the Conscious Cruiser. Know before you go. So thank you, Alisa, and thank you, Chet, and thank you everybody for joining us.
Thank you. Take care. We'll see you later.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
Bye.